This video is for Christy with Meridian Management Group. These are the two houses that I live in. I used to own that house. I sold it 3 years ago. But these are the two houses that could be in play between you and I. Alright? You come along with the right offer, the right amount of cash, and I'll dump them both. And if you come around with the right amount of cash, this is the one I have for sale. Okay? I'm walking along this hedge line here. This is, well, it's a good time to tell you is, you see how the lots get shallower and shallower? These two lots, these three lots right here, this one from the white post all the way to the ditch. These three lots right here are some of the biggest lots along the lake. They get smaller and smaller until you get down at that one where the solar panel is. Then they get big pie shaped because there's a corner there. But along the lake, the brown house, this house is for sale. The house I live in. These are deep lots. So you have a lot. The only problem is you can't do anything with the lot. Everything that you have to do to the lot, whether it's plant a thing, put a planter, plant a plant, has to be approved. So you really don't have any ownership rights. Another thing, the tee box is right there. You see these guys teeing off? Many times there are people playing off that long tee. That's about a 155-yard shot right there from where he's standing to the middle of the green where the flag is today. The flag's sort of centered. So that's a 155-yard shot. If you go back 20 yards, that's the longest tees. It's 177 yards from the back to the center of the green. 200-yard shot to put it to the back of the green from the long tees. But the problem I have, there's the ladies' tees, there's the men's silver tees, the men's gold tees, they're like where he just, and then the black tees or the expert are way back. But you see how close I am to the cart path here? This is how close. That couldn't be more than 40 or 50 feet right there to the cart path from my property line. Whenever we have golfers who are brand new, who don't know how to play golf, are playing for the first time, they often hit shots up here on my property. And what I'm burdened with is these people that hit shots up on my property, they like to walk onto my property and recover their ball. Private property. But on with the tour. All this planting, all this landscaping is new. I put it in at extra cost. The landscaping I bought from the builder had to be torn out. The reason it had to be torn out because the builder designated this lot as a retention basin. And I have to tell everybody that, and I'm telling you right now, that this lot was undocumented, non-compliant, non-disclosed retention basin. This patio right here is 10 foot wide and 36 feet long. That's the bay bump out window off the kitchen. This is the kitchen sliding door. This is the window over the sink in the kitchen. That's the bathroom, the master bath, shower. This is the master bedroom bump out. When I bought the house, I ordered all the bump outs. This right here is the original 12-year-old, 13-year-old air conditioning unit. This thing has failed 4 or 5 times in the last 12 years. It had a pinhole leak up in the air handler, A-core, which I got lucky, put in a can of sealant, fixed it 3 years ago. It hasn't leaked since. This has been retired. The only use this thing gets now is every 15 minutes every week. It's a backup. It's a backup air conditioning system. It's no longer the full duty air conditioning system. A month ago I just finished a $1,500 investment in a new air conditioning system. This is the latest and greatest. This is Star Wars, NASA technology, okay? And I did the total installation. You're looking at the electrical disconnect box. I installed it. All that wiring, that conduit, that's my work. All the refrigerant lines, which is refrigerant lines running to an inside unit. I'll take you inside here in a minute and show you inside unit. But this right here, I will get, when I did it to my other house, because it's my personal house, I spent $2,500 installing 2 units. So that meant double everything. Double wire, double boxes, double line sets. Everything was double, so it came out to $2,500 to install 2 units in my house. And I'll take you over there later. But I got a 30% rebate, federal rebate, because of the carbon footprint. I'm reducing the carbon footprint. That's all my work. I did that. This is extra work that had to be done by me. I had to put up these gutters here. Where you see that rain chain right there, that was a low spot. And we had water collecting there. We had a long, hard rainstorm. I had a pool of water in that corner. So what I did is I had to get permission. You see those pipes? Those pipes right there is the buckets collect the water. They run in those pipes underground and discharge out here away from the house. But that was extra work. I had to do that gutter, that gutter, that gutter. That was all homemade work. Right here, these downspouts go into a pipe, a closed pipe that I had to dig all the way out to the road, to this pop-up valve. It's closed. It's a pop-up valve. The water stays in that pipe. It goes under the sidewalk. I had to dig a hole under the sidewalk. I had to build the pipe. This second pipe here is an overflow pipe. If the tube gets filled with water and it can't handle anymore, it can overflow here, go through here, under the sidewalk, and I've got tar paper and plastic to get it to the street. That right there is where I put the 220 line into the box. So I did the whole installation. On the day that the serviceman came and did a vacuum test and a pressure test on that system before we pressurized it, he admitted to me the work I did of running the electrical line and all this work right here, the refrigeration and the line cover, he said that was at least a $1,500 job. So I split $1,500 worth of sweat equity, and I've got this here now. I'll take you inside and explain how it works in there. Okay, this is ground zero. When I showed you those gutters up there, in this corner, that triangle used to get a pool of water there. Landlocked. And one of the reasons that the water pools there that you have to understand, I'm going to try to get across to all the legal people, all the legal beagles out there that I have to disclose this. I have to. It's something my knowledge. The finished floor elevation of that house is 3 inches low. It's out of compliance with the master grading document. The master grading document gave a figure for this house for the minimum floor elevation, and that minimum has been exceeded by 3 inches. It's 3 inches lower than what the plans say. And there's a permit. Somebody in Buckeye 13 years ago, after I had signed a contract where I agreed to pay you money and you agreed to build it per the documents, the master document. Well, anyway, the master document got tampered with. And somebody from Meritage or Hancock went into a bureaucrat in downtown Buckeye and got permission to lower this finished floor elevation at a local level. This was done at a local level. Okay? So I have to tell everybody. And I'm going to show you these sewer cleanouts up here. Now, why I'm making a big deal out of this 3 inches? 3 inches has compromised the geometry of the sewer pipes. That's the sewer pipe cleanout right there you're looking at. If I can get in on it, where is it? There it is. That's a sewer pipe cleanout. That's 3 inches low. So that stretch from here to the sidewalk is 3 inches low. It's out of compliance with the master grading document. It was done locally by an agreement between somebody in Buckeye 14 years ago and the builders who promised, per the contract, to build it per the standalone documents. That figure that's in the grading, the master grading plan, that figure, that's a standalone figure. That's unqualified. It can't be changed. The person who signed that permit to allow them to drop this floor elevation 3 inches, and I have to tell somebody that. You understand? I have to tell somebody that water used to pool up against this house. This house is 3 inches higher than this house, and they're supposed to be the same. So that's why this house used to get a lake around it every time it rained. A lake. There used to be a lake right off the patio. There used to be a lake right here. Every time it rained, I'd have a lake right here, all across the front, because right about where this piece of cement was, they had a berm running east to west that was higher than my patio. They wouldn't let the water go onto the golf course where it belongs. But anyway, that's the outside of the house.